I am Dr. W.P. Gunole from Kamla Nehru Mahavidyalaya, Nagpur. Today we are discussing the solid state, and already we have seen the difference between two types of solids, crystalline solid and the amorphous solid. As we know what is the crystalline solid, in crystalline solid there is a regularity and periodicity of the arrangement of the particle in the solid state, and this arrangement is not observed in case of amorphous solid. And as we know, because of this regular arrangement of the particle in the solid state, these crystalline solid have sharp melting points, and that means they melt at particular temperature, and most of the crystalline solids are anisotropic. And as we know, there are these crystalline solid are further classified into four types. One is a ionic crystal, second is a covalent crystal, third molecular crystal, fourth is a metallic crystal. And these four types are classified into four types depending upon the interparticle forces and the constituent particle. In case of the ionic crystals, the constituent particle is that is the ions, positive and negative ions. In case of covalent crystal, the constituent particle is a atom. In case of the molecular crystals, the constituent particle is a molecules, and in case of metallic crystal, the constituent particles are the atoms of the same element. So, and forces are also different. In case of first electrovalent, that is the ionic force, covalent force, molecular, intermolecular forces, and also metallic forces are different types of forces are there in four different types of crystalline solids. So, detail about these crystalline solids and their types we are discussing in today's part. So today's topic is the solid state, and this is the part number 2, and in this part we are discussing the different types of topic, that is classification of crystalline solid, ionic crystals, covalent network crystals, molecular crystals, metallic crystals, and the crystal structures. So here as we know what is crystalline solids and the different types of crystalline solid, these crystalline solids are further classified into different types depending upon the interparticle forces, and also depending upon the we can say the constituent particles. As we know, crystalline solid is a substance whose constituent particle possess regular orderly arrangement, and some example of these are the sodium chloride, sucrose, diamond, quartz. These are the crystalline solid, and these crystalline solid have sharp melting point. Crystalline solid is heated slowly and raises the temperature gradually until it reaches the melting point. Therefore, we can say that melting point of the solid liquefies suddenly. So, we can say that therefore these crystalline solid have sharp melting point. And these crystalline solid are further classified into four categories, and these are ionic crystal, covalent network crystals, molecular crystals, and metallic crystals. So one by one we are discussing all these types of crystalline solids. So first one is ionic crystals, and in case of ionic crystal, as we know these ionic crystals have characteristic properties, and these ionic crystals have important characteristic properties, and in these particle the characteristic properties are: number one, the particle or the constituent particle in case of ionic crystals are charged ions, that is they have positively charged ion and the negatively charged ions. So two ions are there. Ionic means two ions are there, positive and negative ions, and they differ in the size. As we know that generally the anions are larger in size as compared to their corresponding cations. And now here, constituent particle in the ionic crystals is the cation and the anion, which differ in the size. Second important characteristics of ionic crystals: each positive or negative ion of the given charge is bonded to ions of oppositely charged ion, that is positive and negative ions are bonded together by the Coulombic force. And in other words, we can say that particles of ionic crystals are held together by the electrostatic force of attraction, between the positive and negative ion. That means we can say that there is an electrostatic force of attraction between positive and negative ion, and this force of attraction sometimes is also known as ionic bond, also known as the electrovalent bond. So first point shows the particles are particles in the ionic crystals are charged ions, positive and negative. Second point says that there is a electrostatic force of attraction between the two types of ion, which is also known as sometimes Coulombic force of attraction. Third point is that ionic crystals are hard and brittle. They have high melting point because they are these solids have generally the high melting point. These are non-conductor of electricity and solid in solid state. In other words, we can say that they are the good conductor when melted or when dissolved in the water. An example, so these ionic solids have positive and negative ion, therefore they are good conductor, and when melted or dissolved in the water. Example of such type of crystals are the sodium chloride, potassium sulfate, calcium fluoride. Potassium chloride are the ionic crystals. So these are the important characteristics of the ionic crystals. So two important points are there. All the points are important. So constituent particles are ions, that is positive and negative ions, and the force of attraction is a electrostatic force of attraction between the ions, and because they are hard and therefore they have high melting point, and they are good conductor because having positive and negative ions when dissolving, and examples are given here. Second type is a covalent network crystals. Second type is, in this case, the constituent particles are covalent solids are the atoms. So in this case the constituent particles are atom, and in these atoms in this case the atoms of the crystals are linked by the continuous force of attraction, that is the covalent bond. So between the atom there is a force of the bonding is a covalent bond. The result is that in this case a rigid three-dimensional network forms the molecule. The entire crystal is a single molecule. So in case of covalent network crystal there is a formation of that is the constituent particle is an atom, and they link together by the covalent bonds. So this is two important point. And third important point is, as a result of rigid and strongly bonded structure, covalent network crystals are very hard also. Because of the network and strongly bonded structure, these solids are very hard, and we can also say that they are the hardest and most incompressible in case of the all materials. These crystals also have high melting and boiling point because of the hard in nature. The electrons are localized in a covalent bonds and hence are not mobile. As a result of covalent solid, they are poor conductor of heat and electricity because they are covalent in nature. The covalent bond is present, so covalent solids are poor conductor of heat and electricity. As we know, what is covalent bond? Covalent bonds are those which are formed by equal sharing of electrons between the two atoms. So remember this, the covalent bonds are formed between the atoms by the equal sharing of electrons between these two atoms. So force of attraction is a covalent bond. So, and these covalent solids, covalent bond is present in the solid is known as covalent solid, and these are poor conductor of heat and electricity. Example of such type of covalent network crystals are the diamond, which contain only carbon, quartz is a silica, SiO2, boron nitride, carborundum, the covalent network solids. So these are the examples of the covalent network solids. So here all the points are important. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So what is covalent crystals that we have seen, what are the constituent particle, what is the force of attraction between these covalent bonding, and what are their important characteristics with example. Third is a molecular crystal. Now in this case the molecule is the constituent particle. Example of such type of molecular crystals are chlorine, methane, hydrogen, carbon dioxide. Own solidification give the molecular crystals. So these are the example of the molecule: chlorine molecule, methane molecule, hydrogen molecule, and these are the molecules. So in this case the constituent particle is the molecule. So we can say that crystalline organic compound are also molecular solids, and important characteristics of these molecular crystals are given here. And first one is the constituent particle in the molecular solids are the molecules. So here is a constituent particle is a molecule of the same substance. Important point is this is in case of molecular solid, the constituent particle is the molecule. Second important point is the bond which within the molecule are covalent. Within the molecule, bond is a covalent. The molecule are held together by various intermolecular forces. Now it is observed that these molecules are held together by various intermolecular forces of attraction, and these intermolecular forces of attractions are weak dipole-dipole interaction, very weak dispersion, or also known as the London forces, and third one is the intermolecular hydrogen bonds. So these are the intermolecular forces of attractions are present in the molecule. So again I am repeating, that is constituent particle is the molecule, and in this case the bond within the molecule are covalent, but the molecules are held together by the various intermolecular forces, and these are the three types of intermolecular forces: weak dipole-dipole, very weak dispersion or London forces, and third one is the intermolecular hydrogen bonds. What is now weak dipole-dipole interaction? Weak dipole-dipole interaction in the polar molecule are such that solid like HCl, water, SO2, which possess permanent dipole moment. So this type of interactions are found in the molecule like HCl, water, SO2, which have permanent dipole moment. So those have different structures. Structures are not symmetrical, unsymmetrical structures, and the molecule have a positive and negative poles. Polar molecule, HCl is a polar because H plus Cl minus, two poles are there, positive and negative pole. So in case of polar molecule like HCl, H2O, and polar molecules have permanent dipole moment. Water have dipole moment, and SO2 also have, so which have permanent dipole moment. So in that case there is a weak dipole-dipole interactions are observed in the case of such type of molecule. Whereas in second type is a very weak dispersion, or London forces are there. Sometimes it is also known as van der Waals forces. London forces, very weak forces, very weak dispersion forces are there, which is known as the London. London is the name of scientist who has suggested such type of interactions, such type of forces, and therefore given the name London forces. In case of London forces, non-polar molecule like methane, hydrogen, these forces are also involved in monoatomic solid like argon, neon. So very weak or London forces in non-polar molecule like CH4, hydrogen. CH4 is a non-polar molecule. Hydrogen, non-polar, have no positive negative pole. In case of hydrogen, it is a because there is a these molecules, between this molecule there is a London forces are present, or very weak forces are present. So these are the example: methane, hydrogen, and also some metallic solids, monoatomic solid like argon, neon have this type of London forces. Argon and neon are the monoatomic because these are the noble gases, and they have completely filled outer shell. They have no tendency to lose or gain electrons. They are noble gases, and therefore they exist in a monoatomic state. Theories of bonding also suggested these elements are monoatomic in state. So such monoatomic solid and the non-polar molecule like methane, hydrogen are examples of this molecular crystal where there is a very weak dispersion or the London forces are present. Third type is a intermolecular hydrogen bonds, and in this case a solid like water, that is ice, ammonia, HF are the example where there is a intermolecular hydrogen bonds are present. So this type of bonding present, as we know what is hydrogen bond. Hydrogen bond is formed between the hydrogen atom of the molecule and the electronegative element of other molecule. Between the two molecules there is a formation of bond which is known as hydrogen bond. So hydrogen bond is formed between the hydrogen atom of the one molecule and electronegative element of the other molecule. So in case of water, hydrogen is also there, electronegative element oxygen is also there, In case of ammonia, hydrogen is there and electronegative nitrogen is there. In case of HF, hydrogen is there and the fluorine is there. So hydrogen atom, in case, for example, in case of HF, hydrogen atom of the one atom molecule and electronegative atom of other molecule, there is a formation of a very weak bond which is known as hydrogen bond. It is shown by the dash dash dash, and also between the HF to HF there is a formation of bond between hydrogen and fluorine. This weak bond is known as hydrogen bond, and this hydrogen bond is formed between two or more molecules, therefore it is known as intermolecular hydrogen bond. Inter means between the two molecules. So this is the molecular crystal where there are the three different types of intermolecular forces of attractions are there. Weak dipole-dipole interaction, very weak interaction, and intermolecular hydrogen bonds, examples have been shown where these forces are formed. And third important characteristics of molecular crystal is because of weak intermolecular attractive forces, molecular solids are generally soft and have low melting point. So because of the intermolecular attractive forces are weak, and therefore the molecular solid or molecular crystals are generally soft and they have low melting point. These solids also are poor electrical conductors and good insulators. So because conductivity is less, therefore they are good insulator. So molecular crystals are good insulators. So these are the important characteristics of the molecular crystal. Number 4 is a metallic crystal. And now in case of metallic crystal, the force of attraction is a metallic bond and constituent particles are the atoms of the same element. So these are the crystalline solid formed by atoms of the same metallic element and held together by the metallic bond. So different types of bondings are there, as we have seen: ionic bond, covalent bond, weak van der Waals forces, and now one more is the hydrogen bond is also there, and one more is a metallic bond. And as we know, in case of metallic bond, we can say that what is the metallic bond? So metallic bond can be, we can say that in case of metal, valence electrons are delocalized because metals are loses the electron, therefore the valence electrons are delocalized over the entire crystal, leaving behind the positively charged metal ion. Therefore metallic crystals are often known as the area of positive ion immersed in a sea of mobile electrons. The attractive interaction between the cation and the mobile electrons constitute the metallic bond. So this is the force of attraction between the cation and the mobile electron, and this is known as the metallic bond. So we can also say that metals are good conductor of electricity. The outermost electron of all the atoms in metallic crystal occupy conduction band. The number of electrons in conduction band of metals is large. Therefore, metals are good conductor of electricity. The conduction band in metals can be further can also be represented as a S and P band. And this we can say that this band depends on the atomic orbital involved in the band formation. Band formation in metallic conductor give the delocalization of outermost electron of all the metal atoms and leaving behind the metal ion. This is can also be described as a cation. This can also be known as a cation of metal are immersed in a sea of electron, and therefore the cation of metal atom occupying lattice site vibrate about their mean positions. At higher temperature, metal cations undergo increased vibrational motion about their lattice site. Therefore, the flow of electron is interrupted by increase the vibrational motion, and because of that, conductivity of metal decreases with increase in the temperature. So, conductivity decreases with the increase in temperature, and examples are there: metallic sodium, metallic magnesium are the examples of metallic crystals. So, sodium, potassium, calcium are the examples of this type of metallic crystals. So here the metals are malleable, that is they can be hammered into a thin sheet. So when we hammer this material, then we can make the sheet, thin sheet. So therefore it is a malleable. Metals are also ductile. Malleable and ductile are the important properties of the metals, and therefore metallic crystal have these properties. And ductile means that is they can be drawn into wire. So thread like, wire like, we can draw the from these materials. Metals also have the good electrical and thermal conductivity. Metals have valence electron, outermost electron, therefore they are the good electrical and thermal conductors. Example of metallic crystals are sodium, potassium, calcium, lithium, iron, gold, silver, cobalt are the examples of these. And as we know, so there are four types of metallic crystalline solids: ionic, covalent, and also metallic and the molecular. In case of ionic and covalent crystals are hard and have high melting and boiling point. We use the electrical property to distinguish these two types of solid, and both are insulator at low temperature. Ionic solid become good conductor only at high temperature above their melting point, and conductivity of the covalent solid is in a general low and increases with the temperature. There is no abrupt in the increase in conductivity when substance is melted. So when in the molten state they show there some conductivity. So these are the four types of crystals which are known as the crystalline solids. So different four types are there. Depending upon the interparticle forces, depending upon the constituent particle, we can classify crystalline solid into four types. This table now shows what are the how crystals are classified. Actually, we have seen the four types: molecular, ionic, covalent, and metallic. One more, that is the atomic, is also there. So in case of atomic, particles are atoms, and interparticle forces are London dispersion forces. And properties, these are the soft and very low melting and poor thermal and electrical conductors, and examples are noble gases. And we have seen already these four types. In case of molecular crystal, polar and non-polar molecules may be present, and van der Waals forces, that is London dispersion, dipole-dipole forces, hydrogen bonds are the interparticle forces in the molecules that we have seen. And the properties of these molecules are fairly soft, low to moderately high melting point, poor thermal and electrical conductors. And examples are dry ice, that is solid CO2, and the methane are the example. Third is ionic, positive and negative ions are present, and ionic bond is the force of or interparticle forces. They are hard and brittle, high melting point and high heat of fusion, poor thermal and electrical conductors. Example of ionic crystals are the NaCl and zinc blended ZnS. Covalent crystals are atoms, are the particle that are connected in covalent bond network, and therefore interparticle forces are the interparticle forces are covalent bonds. And the properties is very hard, very high melting point, poor thermal and electrical conductors. And examples are diamond, quartz, silicon, like that are the covalent. Metallic, in case of metallic crystal, cations in electron cloud. Cations we have seen metallic crystal, and the force of particle is, between the particle is a metallic bond. And the properties is the soft to very hard, low to very high melting point, excellent thermal and electrical conduction, and malleable and ductile because of the metallic in nature. And examples are all metallic elements like copper, iron and zinc, cobalt, gold, silver are the example of metallic crystal. So this is the classification of crystal into different types. Now the properties of crystalline solids are also shown in a tabular form, and in this table it is shown ionic solid, second covalent, molecular, metallic, and these are the 5 properties of the 6 properties. 6 means example is given. So in case of ionic solid, particle of the unit size is cation or anion. In this case the electrostatic, in this case hard and brittle properties. So in case of particle size, here cation and anion. Covalent network have covalent bonded atoms. Here is a monoatomic and polyatomic molecules. Metallic ions in a sea of electron. In interparticle forces are electrostatic, that is ionic bond, covalent bonds, London dipole forces, hydrogen bond, metallic bonds are there. In case of hardness, these are ionic solids are hard and brittle, very hard, and these are soft, variable from soft to very hard. In case of melting point, high melting point between these two, between the range, and very high melting point up to 4000, and low melting point up to in minus. Here wide range are there, low to high. Thermal and electrical conductivity is shown. Poor electrical conductors in solid state and good conductor when melted or dissolved in water. Poor conductor in case of covalent. Poor conductor exceptions are here, graphite and diamond. And in case of molecule, poor conductor of heat and electricity. And these metallics are the good conductor of heat and electricity. Examples are given in case of ionic solid. The examples are NaCl, CF2. And example of covalents are diamond and silica. Examples of molecular solids are ice, dry carbon dioxide, ice, benzoic acid. Metallic solids are sodium, magnesium, copper, gold, silver, cobalt are the examples of metallic solid. So all these are the properties. Here properties of 4 different types of crystalline solids have been shown. 5 properties and examples are also shown in this table. So in today's part we have seen what are the crystalline solid, we have seen what are the crystalline solid and what are the different types of crystalline solid. That is the 4 types are there, ionic solid, covalent solid, metallic solid and molecular solid. So these classification based on the intermolecular forces and the constituent particles present in the crystals. So depending upon the particle, constituent particle, interparticle forces, there are 4 types of crystalline solid. And there are also example we have discussed in today's part, and also here what are the properties, what are the interparticle forces, and tabular form also we have discussed about detail about the 4 types of crystalline solid.